Hi everyone, this is Madhuri from National Skills Network, and today we are privileged to have with us Mr. Joseph Cheriyan, Zonal Head NTTF. He is the head of many training centers which are in Bangalore, Vellore, Coimbatore and Kumbakonam. Sir, have I missed something, sir?
No, you are perfectly right.
Okay, so it's our privilege to have you today in this conversation, sir, and learn more from you about your service in the technical training domain. Having learned about you so much that you have completed 50 years, out of which I understand 30 years have been in production and 20 are in training. Is that so?
Yeah, it's other way.
Okay.
Totally 53 years,
Okay.
20 years in production and 33 years in training.
Okay, great, sir. Really great. So we would like to learn more from you about the service you have rendered to the industry as well as to the technical training on behalf of NTTF. And also, how has been your career for so many years? Please tell us more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I myself is an alumni of NTTF.
Wow.
Yeah. I started my association with NTTF as a trainee. In 1963, I joined our mother institution, that is in Nettur. That's a place in Tellicherry.
Yeah.
And I had 4 years of training. Those days it was 4 years of training in diploma in tool and die making, it was been called at that time.
Okay.
And then it was really a wonderful training I had in NTTF. And as I said, with the fourth batch. And I was very fortunate to be trained under the Swiss people. You know that this NTTF has started in association with a Swiss organization called HEX. And that is a charitable institution, organization, and they have got such projects most over the world. And they came to India in 1950. I made a survey and decided to start a training center for the benefit of the youngsters.
Okay.
And then they have selected tool and die making is the need of the time, and of course it is the need of today also. It's continuing. So there was only one course at that time and one center when I was studying there. After my training, by the time NTTF has started a production center in Katpadi, that is in Vellore. So I joined immediately after my training as a tool and die maker, working with my own hands there. Of course, I was asked to stay back as an instructor. At that time, they call it as an instructor. My principal wanted me to, but then I thought I should get a little bit more hand-on experience to be a better teacher. So I decided to be in the production center at least for 2 years, and then if the opportunity comes, I said I'll come back. For my good or bad, after 2 years, they again offered me the job, and that's how I came to training. I went to the mother institution and started my career as a trainer.
Okay.
Initially, I worked as a trainer, directly teaching the students, and then I was growing with the NTTF. And in 80, I was transferred to Bangalore Training Center. And 80 to 86, I was in the Bangalore Training Center. Then I was given an opportunity to move to the production center. And then I worked in different positions there and departments. Initially, I was looking after the machine shop, then the quality department. And finally, I took over the complete production center tool room till my retirement in 2002. So at different capacity, I was working in NTTF. I was really enjoying my work in NTTF. And that is one reason I did not think of going to another company. I was fully satisfied with my work. And it was a very challenging career actually. You are directly dealing with the production of different types of tools, dies, molds, and supplying to the industries.
Yeah.
And so it was, every job is a different job. And we had our own tool makers who studied in the training center. They come to the production center. Not all of them, some we select. And then 2002, I officially retired. And then they requested me to continue with NTTF. I was also not wanting to sit idle. No, a person working in NTTF who had a very active life throughout would not like to sit idle. So I said, yes, I would like to continue. And then our training director wanted me to come back to training. He said, you have a better exposure in production. Earlier you had in the training. So why don't you come back to the training again? We would like to have this. That's how I came back to training. Initially, I was in the post-graduation department. We have got a post-graduation school in the same campus of PNF, NTTF. And I was there 1 year. After that, there was an opportunity came to start a new training center for NTTF in association with Tata Steels in Jamshedpur. So I moved to Jamshedpur to start this new center. There we had 3 major diploma courses. I was there for 5 years. I saw the first batch of students coming out, and I really enjoyed my work there. We had a center in Cochin, and I am from Cochin, Kerala. So I said I opted to go back to a center in Cochin, and NTTF was good enough to give me that opportunity. So I went and joined Cochin Center as a divisional manager training. I was there for about 5 years again. Then they said, why don't you take over the charge of Kuttipuram Center? That there was a center in Kuttipuram that was again in Kerala only. So I took over the charge as a principal of that center. Again, I was there for about 5 years. Then they said, why don't you take over INTC? Presently, it is in Malappuram. I said, yes. So I was in charge for the 2 centers for some time, and then finally only for Malappuram Center till last year, February. And then presently I was transferred to Bangalore, and I'm situated in Bangalore, and I'm given the responsibility of zonal head for the sports centers, as you rightly said, one in Bangalore, one in Karnataka, that is in Bangalore, and the other 3 are in Tamil Nadu, Vellore Training Center, then Coimbatore, and then Kumbakonam Training Center. So in these centers, I think about NTTF, I think you have the complete history of NTTF, how it started and all those things. We started in a very small way, and today NTTF has grown very big. From one center, we have got now 15 centers, main centers, where we do the diploma. And then if you say the number of locations, it's more than 50 locations we are having. We are associated with many industries. What is that? Learn and earn programs. Look, so like that, if you look at it, about more than 50 locations we are functioning. And then over the years, more than 50,000 students have passed out from NTTF in the leading major courses. But if you look at the short-term courses and things, it is in lakhs. I'm only talking about the main courses, that is the diploma level and the post-graduation level. It is mostly more than 50,000 students have passed out. And all the students who have passed out, it is from my own experience, I have felt going through this training in NTTF has given me a good career in my life. It's not only the technical knowledge, but NTTF also builds up the personality of a person by way of inducing good discipline, good attitude, good commitment, and so on, what the industry needs today. When they come for taking our students, they say that if he is technically a little bad, but his discipline and attitude is very important. And that I also believe it very much. Over my years, I have seen also the people who had good discipline and good attitude could come up in life to great heights. I have many of my students holding very high positions, and I have one person to name, to say, as a global consultant. He traveled from one country to another country, and like that, people have grown very big in the industries. Many have started their own industries, surviving very well as an entrepreneur, and so on. And this is my background, and I have seen the growth of NTTF from the starting till today.
Okay. This is simply great, sir, and it's sounding so inspirational, not only the entire journey, but also the fact that there is nothing called retirement. You're proving it. Yes.
Yes,
So I think this is a very strong message to many senior people also in our country,
yes.
that many of them think, okay, now that I have retired, I can sit and relax. But then the life you are leading is quite an inspiration for many elderly people as well. And I hope many join back, and help people in skilling, training, and so on.
Thanks, madam.
So my next point, which I would learn more, which I would like to learn more about, is how does NTTF manage such good connectivity with the industry? Like you have a center in Pina, which is the heart of manufacturing in Bangalore and elsewhere too. How does this happen so smoothly, or it must have taken a lot of effort? So
Yeah,
please
yes,
tell us more.
yeah. You see that our students who pass out go into the different industries. So
Hmm.
they come to know about NTTF through our own students. If at all NTTF has got a good reputation, it is only through our students. They have
Hmm.
seen how good in quality and how the discipline and attitude and their commitment to the industries wherever they work, and then they look for taking people from the company. So today for the placement we have got no problems actually, and the students are in the last semester itself. We get the calls from various industries asking, we would like to have 5 people, we would have to have 10 people, we would like to have 20 people. And the companies who knows NTTF, they just ask us to select the students and send. The
Hmm.
people who are just new to NTTF, they would like to come to the campus and conduct interview and take it. So in that way, we maintain good relationship with the industries. And the placement is one of our plus points. I would say, we cannot say that 100%, but literally it is so. But we can say that all our students are employed, and most of them, before they complete the course, they just go and join the industry.
Right. Yeah, we've heard so much about the placements, and particularly this year as well, in spite of the pandemic. I think that is very
Yes.
exemplary, achievement for an institution like NTTF. But for the benefit of others, it would be nice if you can share little more about, connecting with the industry. Let's say we are looking at the broader picture of skill development, training, technical training, and all that. Is there something you would like to share with, let's say, smaller organizations, how they can build this connect with the industry, which is very essential for vocational and technical education?
Yeah, we are also very much into the skilling of uh, government of India.
Right.
And, we are a NSDC partner to
Mm-hmm.
Indian government, and we are conducting many courses. For example, NSDC is a program which is included in our program. So our students, when they continue their training at the end of the first year, they take an NSDC exam of level 3.
Mm-hmm.
Second year, they take an exam of level 4, and last final year, they take an exam for the level 5, and they get a NSDC certificate. And then with the industries also, according to the need of the industry, we help them either to train their employees going there, or calling them to our campus and train them.
Mm-hmm.
So in that way, and we also get a lot of feedback from the industries, uh, how to improve in certain areas. So we take their suggestions in a very positive way, and we correct ourselves and modify our syllabuses and so on.
Yeah, so I think you meant the NSQF levels. Just now you were talking about the levels, National Skills Qualification Framework levels, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
National Skill Development Corporation. Under that, there are so many this coming. Yes,
levels are there. Yeah.
yes, levels are there.
Yeah. So now another important thing for NTTF to have grown and built itself for last 60 years, trainers must have played a very, very important role.
Definitely.
So how do you ensure that most of the trainers are upskilled, they are updated? So as a zonal head, could you share more information about, let's say, different zones, like let's say in Tamil Nadu or in Karnataka? Do you see any difference, or how do you manage all this?
See, we have got a very strong faculty development department in NTTF. In the beginning of every year, we'll just take a feedback from the staff and also from their principals with their observations. Yeah, this staff needs training in this and this area.
Hmm.
Or a staff will come and say, I would like to get more exposed in this particular field. So we note down and then we consolidate it and send to the head office, to the group who is dealing with the faculty development, and they make different programs, calling them either to the campus. In the today's situation, we cannot call them to the campus, but then online we conduct the programs. Otherwise, the earlier situations we used to call them conduct in our head office itself, and if we need some training in another industry, we send him to an industry. Even in my case, when I was a staff, I had been sent to many institutions for training. For example, on the molding, mold processing, and so on. When I was starting my career, so they found that I should get little more exposure on molding. So I was sent to the Central Institute of Plastic Engineering and tools like that. So depending upon the need of the faculty, we identify and we send them and equip them well.
Okay. So what would be your advice to students with such a lot of exposure? I'm sure students would love to hear from you about how they should choose a course or build a career in this domain. Could you please share your views and
yeah, that is one of my responsibility also to speak to the right with the students in Bangalore, where I have my office. So I address them in different ways, and there's a big generation gap for the time I studied and today.
Yeah.
When I was studying, after the class, we go and discuss about what we have done that particular day, technically, but today, our students, once they go out of the class, they forget about, and they sit with the mobile and so on. But only thing is that we have to make them understand the importance. So continuous motivating them, talking them, and make them, it is not one-time talk. And many times we'll have to talk to them and give that motivation and interest, and that's how we keep. And then when they go out, also they would have really felt, yes, I had a good training, and especially when they get into a job with good salary and go, and they will pass on this message to many others. And let me tell you, our students, it is through word of mouth we get most of the students. It is not by just advertisement or paper. Mostly they come through the word of mouth.
Yeah. And sir, what are some of the popular courses? Let us say center-wise, if you can list up few courses.
Yeah, I can tell you. In BTC, that is in Bangalore Training Center, we have one course, that is the diploma in tool engineering and digital manufacturing. That is our main course. And apart from that, we do a lot of short-term courses. But we have made the center to have this particular course as the main. And then we have got a capacity of about 720 students. And this is mainly in BTC. Okay. Apart from our, now we are doing, for NSDC, we are doing some short-term courses. And as and when it comes, we do it. Maybe an industry want employees to be trained. Yes, we take it and do it. But our main course, what is there in BTC, is the tool engineering. Okay. And then in Vellore, that is Vellore Training Center, they have got another one more course added to them. That is, what is that? Tool engineering and digital manufacturing. Apart from that, they have got the mechatronics engineering and smart factory.
Okay.
And there also, any short-term courses which is coming, they take it up and do it. Otherwise, these are the two main diploma courses in Vellore it is having. Now, coming to GNTC, also it is the same. That is two courses mainly, tool engineering and mechatronics. Coming to KTC, they have only mechatronics. And it is the center which is just 6 years old. But the other centers are about 43 years old VTC. And then Bangalore, of course, it is started in 78. So it is varying from in years actually, because over the years we were keeping on adding the centers.
Right.
Yeah, so these are the main courses which is running in the 4 centers which I'm looking into. And as I said, many short-term courses are coming. Of course, VTC is also having a post-diploma course in tool design. That is 1-year course. Okay. And then right now they are doing for the Tata electronics industries, which they have just started. And we have taken the responsibility of training about 6,000 students, totally 18,000 students they won, and mostly all girl students. So
Okay.
they are given a major share to NTTF, and we are conducting this program in 3 centers. That is one in NEC itself in Bangalore, one in Vellore, and one in Kumbakonam. So
Okay.
they are being trained in batches. So that is a need for the industry like that. We have been doing for the over the years for many industry like Maruti, Lucas, TVS, like that. Many companies we had been doing this.
Okay. Okay, so as one of my last points, I would just like to know, is there something that I missed asking you? Would you want to add something to whatever you said?
Well, I think I have told you briefly about everything, and of course, we also do projects outside India.
Hmm.
NTTF is also was taking project from outside also. For example, I had been deputed to Malaysia for 1.5 years when I
Okay.
was in the production center.
Hmm.
Uh, through HMD, I went as an expert along with 3 of my colleagues to start a training and production center for the Malaysian government. It was a very, very nice project. And even today also we are looking for a project in Uganda. And then
Okay.
like that, we have done so many projects like this earlier
Hmm.
in Mauritius, in Indonesia, in such places like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sir. Nice talking to you. Thank you so much for giving your time today. I look forward to interact with you further. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. I also really enjoyed this interview,
Thank
and
you.
it's a pleasure for me also. And to talk about NTTF, it's always a pleasure to me, having spent so much of years in NTTF. And thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Goodbye.